our most humble obeisances to the lotus feet of our beloved Gurus. And the Sri Guru Bhakti for this stone, Shripad, Asto, Tarasata Sisima, Bhakti Swami Maharaja, Srila Prabhupada, and Sri Guru Bhakti for this stone, Shripad, Asto, Tarasata Sisima, Bhakti Maharaja, Swami Maharaja, unto our exalted Bhakti Guru some Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, Sannyasigan, and especially today, we honor and offer our most humble obeisances and entreaties for the most Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Well, as was spoken very nicely earlier, we could discuss Nityananda Prabhu unlimitedly. If we had 1,000 mouths and 1,000 yugas, we can touch the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. As Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami, the ocean of rasa is unlimited, but we can touch or taste just a drop, like an ant. Can an ant eat an entire rasgulla? Not possible. But if there's a little bit of a drop of the nectar, the liquid of the rasgulla, the ant can take that. So we're all little ants trying to relish something about the nectar of Nityananda Prabhu. So, the thing is that in the Lord's transcendental Leela, there are two types. There's the Naimittic and there's the Nitya Leela. Never heard about that until Gurudev introduced that conception, or revealed that conception. The first time I ever heard it was on a morning walk in Badger, when I was sitting outside and Gurudev would ask about various kinds of Krishna Leela. Is this Naimittic or Nitya? And Nitya Leela is just as eternal Leela, Mahaprabhu's eternal Leela, in his spiritual abode. That kind of Leela that they do there. But the Lord also has another abode, his Boma Leela, and he appears here to experience a special kind of Leela that doesn't take place there. And for Krishna, that would mean things like killing demons. And it also means the Leela of being born and having pastimes from babyhood to childhood to youth, pastimes before he grows into his full Kaishore age. And so the same is with Mahaprabhu, with Vishwambar Nimai, and also for Lord Nityananda. And Lord Nityananda gets to experience a very special kind of Leela of his own. He was born before Mahaprabhu, about 12 years. He took birth prior. And this is described by Vrindavan Das Thakur in Chaitanya Bhagavad in his Leela, in his village, from the time he was born. And it's quite extraordinary. You will read in Chaitanya Charitamrita and other places that Mahaprabhu's associates, of course they come from all the different incarnations, especially Mahaprabhu's pastimes, is that he accepts associates whose Ishtadev are all different forms of the Lord. In different, when the Lord appears in his different incarnations, generally each incarnation comes with its own associates. But in Mahaprabhu's Leela, he takes associates who worship all of his different manifestations, such as Ram, such as Nrsimha, Prahlad Maharaj comes, Hanuman comes, and so many other devotees. And they all have Leela with Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu's intimate associates are those who are involved in his Krishna Leela, and especially those who are in the mood of gopis. But Nityananda Prabhu's special associates are mostly cowherd boys. And when he appeared in Ekachakra and Radha-Dash, he had an entire range of remarkable boyhood, childhood pastimes with these same cowherd boys. And this is described in Chaitanya Bhagavad, so I'm going to read this. You'll really, really like it. I'll read for about 15 or 20 minutes, and these are pastimes that you'll be able to relish and cherish in your heart. So,
You can read more later also.
Yeah, we can read more later. Yeah. So it begins with prayers, kind of Mangalacharana by Vrindavan Das Thakur. He says, all glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, all glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is the friend of those who are ignorant of the goal of life. Just as Bhagavad Maharaj said, for those who are the most fallen, the most unfortunate, Nityananda is our friend. He's our friend. All glories to He who is the life, wealth, and soul of Sri Advaita Chandra. Later, if we have an opportunity, you'll be able to hear about the pastimes between Lord Nityananda and Sri Advaita. They had a most remarkable relationship, always chastising and criticizing each other, finding fault in the most humorous way. Very, very dear to one another. All glories to He who is the shelter of Srivas and Gadadhar. He spent so much time in the house of Srivas Thakur. He treated the wife of Srivas Thakur like his own mother. And Gadadhar Pandit, in Krishna Leela, Nityananda Prabhu or Baladev has no relationship with Radhika, but in Mahaprabhu's Leela, Nityananda Prabhu has a very close and abiding relationship with Sri Gadadhar Pandit, and they have very intimate exchanges and discussions, very dear to each other. All glories to Lord Vishrambar, the son of Shachi and Jagannath. All glories to the devotees who are the beloved associates of the Lord. On the order of Lord Chaitanya, Sri Anantadev had already appeared in Radhadesh and was engaged in various pastimes. His father's name was Hadai Ojha, and his mother was Padmavati. Sri Nityananda Prabhu appeared in the village of Ekachakra as the Lord of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Has anybody here ever been to Ekachakra? It's a long way. It's an austerity to go to Ekachakra. But when you get there, it is so delightful. So wonderful a place to be. You just feel the love, the mercy, the embrace of Lord Nityananda there. Such a marvel. Everybody must go to Ekachakra sometime in your life. Preferably sooner than later. So, from his childhood, Lord Nityananda was sober, intelligent, and the abode of all good qualities. His charming loveliness defeated that of millions of cupids. He was so beautiful, so lovely, so charming. He was the cynosure, the apple of everybody's eye in the entire village. The entire district of Radhadesh was filled with auspiciousness and devoid of famine and poverty from the time of his birth. The day that Lord Gaurachandra appeared in Navadvip, in Radhadesh, Lord Nityananda roared loudly. You have to know that in this pastime, in Krishna Leela, Krishna and Baladev were there together from the very beginning. There was no separation, just a few days. But Lord Nityananda was separated from Mahaprabhu for almost about 30 years before they actually joined up. But still, he felt the appearance of his Lord, and he roared loudly. Maybe he was 12 years old then. His roar spread throughout innumerable universes, and people of the entire world were practically rendered unconscious. What is this sound? What is this? What is piercing my heart? What is this amazing feeling? Everybody felt the roar of Lord Nityananda. Some people said it was a thunderbolt, while others thought it was a great calamity. Other people said, we know the cause. It was the loud roaring of Nityananda Goswami, the Lord of the Gaudiyas. Other people said, other people said, we know the cause. It was the loud roaring of Lord Nityananda Goswami, the Lord of the Gaudiyas. In this way, people had different opinions about what had happened. But no one could recognize Lord Nityananda due to the influence of his illusory energy. So, to realize, just as Krishna and Baladev in Vrindavan were continually covered to the eyes of the Brajbasis, despite their remarkable displays of pastimes, no one could possibly consider them God. So in the same way, Lord Nityananda is going to perform amazing pastimes, but no one will even have a glint or a hint. And the same with Mahaprabhu in Navadvip later. Yogamaya arranges in this way. Lord Nityananda remained hidden as he enjoyed childhood pastimes with the other children. So were he not hidden from the view of people if they knew he was God, how could he enjoy these special kinds of pastimes? Not impossible. And as we heard yesterday, why does the Lord come? What does the Lord exist for? But Maharaj is saying, to taste ras. So we're going to hear about Nityananda Prabhu tasting the ras of his childhood pastimes. And if we hear very attentively and eagerly, something of that taste may come into our hearts as well. Something. So, the pastimes that the Lord enjoyed with his childhood friends were all related to the activities of Lord Krishna, because they would enact all of Krishna's pastimes in Gokul, Mathura, Dwarka. In this way, Srila Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada says, he fulfilled the desires and assisted in the pastimes of his Lord, Sri Gauraras. Because the nature of Gauraras is to be absorbed in the hearing and relishing the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. Nityananda remained hidden as he enjoyed childhood pastimes with the other children. The pastimes that the Lord enjoyed with his childhood friends were all related to the activities of Lord Krishna. He and his friends formed an assembly of demigods, and one of them, acting as Mother Earth, offered prayers to them. They then led Mother Earth to the riverbed, and the children all began to offer prayers. Then one of the boys, hidden from view, loudly declared, "I will soon take birth in Mathura, Gokul." So what's going on is in the village, there's Nitai, and there's all these other little boys. They're all starting at the age of 4, 5, and then gradually 6, 7, and 8. But they're doing the reenactment of these incredible pastimes in full detail. And this is going to astonish everyone. How are these boys knowing so much? How is it they all know all this Leela and they all acted out perfectly, not only in terms of what is being said and done, but everyone who perceived these pastimes detected the incredible moves of each of the players. Just something extraordinary, never imagined before, was going on. One evening, the Lord and his friends enacted the marriage of Vasudeva and Devaki. Then late one night, while everyone slept, they made a prison and enacted the birth of Lord Krishna. So they would also sneak out and be out at night. Sometimes they would stay out all night. And they would be out in the woods somewhere in the fields, and they would enact this pastime, completely absorbed in midnight, enacting the birth. They created a Gokul, and Krishna was taken there and exchanged with Mahamaya, thereby tricking King Kamsa. Another time they dressed someone as Putana, and someone climbed on her chest to suck her breast. And one day Nityananda and his boyfriends made a shakata, a handcart, out of reeds, and then broke it. So you know how boys like to build things, right? Boys, any boys here used to go out in the woods and chop down trees, or not you lived in a jungle city. Yeah, no trees there. But other boys who live in other, they make things, forts and stuff. Yeah. They like to do this. So these boys, they're out there and they're making these elaborate recreations of like bridges and carts, all the different things that Krishna, Ram, and others would do. They would make these elaborate props. And so they did this for Shakata and did this entire Leela, the cart demon. Then another day, the Lord and his friends stole from the houses of the neighboring cowherd men. One of the sweetest aspects of Krishna Leela is when he's stealing, he and Baladev, the milk of the neighboring cowherd men and women, to allow them to act in the role of mother and father, because mother and father feed and nourish the child. So in order to give them that opportunity and taste that ras, Krishna would go to their houses and steal. And also to display beautiful cleverness and extraordinary trickery and beauty in that pastime. And the people would try to thwart them and stop them and catch them. But Krishna and Baladev were always one step ahead. And then the mothers would go to complain to Mother Yashoda. And Mother Yashoda would be astonished, my son. But why were they going to complain? Not really to complain, but to share with poor, unfortunate Mother Yashoda the pastimes that she didn't get to see. They were thinking, oh, Mother Yashoda, she's not as fortunate as us, because Krishna comes to our house to steal. So to share those pastimes, they would go. Now Nityananda and his friends are also going to the neighboring houses and stealing to allow these different cowherd men and women to experience the same kind of wonderful mood and the same kind of wonderful attachment to Nityananda. Because in the village, he's everybody's beloved son. Now listen to this. The boys never left Nityananda's association to go home, but continued sporting with him day and night. And the children's parents did not complain. Rather, they would affectionately embrace Nityananda. They said, we have never seen such transcendental sports. How does this child know so many of Krishna's pastimes? One day, the Lord made snakes out of leaves and then took his friends to the water. What pastime would this be? Hallelujah! Oh, goodness. One of them jumped into the water and remained there inert. Later, the Lord brought him back to consciousness. So just as the cowherd boys went to the edge of this Kaliya lake, and by the fumes alone became unconscious, Krishna came there, and then one by one he would revive them. He didn't look over them all and revive them all at once. Rather, he would step above each boy and revive them individually, so they would all get to enjoy that special glance, an exchange of glance and that embrace of the Lord. And so that special ras of bringing his friends who shared individually. And now these boys are tasting that beautiful cowherd boy pastime. This is cowherd boy pastimes. These are cowherd boys reliving and reenacting their own pastimes in the mood of a devotee. And they're, of course, they're perfectly reliving these pastimes because they are these people. Now another day, the Lord and his friends went to Talavan. Who did they kill there? Dhanukasura, the guardian of the sweet fruits. What does Dhanukasura represent? What kind of anartha? Ignorance. And Bhakti Thakur says something special about him. The Dhanukasura cannot taste the sweet fruits of the tall tree himself, and he won't let anyone else taste them either. And certainly there's a class of devotee that has not entered into Rag Marg, and they don't want anyone else to enter into it either. And he says specifically, you should not go hear from this person or read this kind of book. So people that obstruct you like that are still afflicted by the anartha represented by the donkey, Dhanukasura. And so the Lord and his friends went to Talavan, and they killed Dhenukasura, and they ate, in this one, they ate the tal fruits. In Krishna Lila, they didn't eat the tal fruits because the bodies of the donkeys were polluting the entire area because they passed so much stool and blood all over the place. And they were whirled around by Krishna and Balaram until they lost their life there. They were thrown into the trees, and so much blood and stool went everywhere that they just left the place. Later, it became purified by the sun and wind and tide, and people could then go. So, Nityananda and his childhood friends went into the fields and enjoyed various pastimes such as the killing of Bhakasura, Aghasura, and Vatsasura. You were talking about all these, weren't you? Oh, you're going to do it? Oh, okay, so I won't spoil anything. You're going to get to hear these great pastimes. There's some wonderful, wonderful stories. Did you Bhakasura yet? Aghasura? No. Vatsasura? Vatsasura, the little calf demon. Yeah, he was, represents juvenile offenses. Baladosh, inability to the youthful passions. He was cursed when he made to be in the form of his past, because he also tried to steal, just like Victor Raj, formerly king. He tried to steal the cow, the Nandini, the Kalpavriksha cow of Vasishtha. And he was thwarted by the cow herself, and she cursed him, oh, now you must, even though you're a big demon, you have to take the form of a cow. And so you imagine the mortification of this demon. All the other demons are gathering, they have a great demon festival, and they're all standing around with their red hair and big fangs and mighty arms and big, they've got all these, big hairy bodies and so fierce looking. And then there's little Vatsasura with his little brown eyes and little cow ears. What kind of demon are you? What a curse that would be, for a demon to be in this little calf-like body. But still, he's powerful. And he wanted to eat Krishna. And what he didn't get that chance. But they did this pastime. And they're relishing all these moves. That I can't wait to hear these classes. I love these demon pastimes. There's so much there. And when we hear these pastimes from Renimash, we can come back and remember how Nityananda Prabhu was also relishing them. This is how prasad is taken. When we take prasad and we are offering it, our guru is offering it, and then Radha and Krishna are tasting, and then Lalita and all the Sakis are tasting, and our gurus and our Guru Parampara are tasting, and they hand it all the way back down to us. One day when we become realized and transcendental ourselves, we will understand that the taste of prasadam is so amazing because it's not just tasted by Radha and Krishna, but it's tasted by everybody coming down the line, and it becomes more and more and more relishable. And so these pastimes are being relished first by Nityananda Prabhu. He's performing all these pastimes as a boy and relishing them so much. And so as our Guru Parampara hands down these pastimes to us, and we can relish them more and more and more. So, in the afternoon, the Lord and his associates returned home blowing buffalo horns. Because remember, they're also cowherd boys. They're living in a village. That's what you do in the village. You herd cows. Even though Nityananda was born in a Brahmin family, but so many now are cowherd boys. One day, they enjoyed the pastimes of lifting Govardhan Hill. And another day, they created a Vrindavan, where they enjoyed various sports. One day, they enacted Krishna's pastimes of stealing the gopis' clothes. And another day, they enacted his meeting the wives of the brahmanas. So the full spectrum of Krishna Lila, they're entering and tasting. On one occasion, a boy dressed as Dara with a beard and gave Kamsa some confidential information. Oh, what would that be? Why would Nara do that? Why did Nara tell Kamsa that Krishna's in Vrindavan, that he's been tricked? Mysterious. But he did it in order to accelerate and expand the pastimes. He wanted to, first of all, send more and more demons so they'd all be killed, because that's part of Krishna's mission. And they want to rid these persons from the earth, but also to accelerate Krishna's going and then performing all of his other pastimes as well. Another day, one boy dressed as a Kura and took Krishna and Balaram to Kamsa's capital. Oh, you don't want to hear the name of a Kura. His name says, Kura means not cool, but we say he's very cool. Very cool. We take Krishna away. As Nityananda cried in the mood of the gopis, it appeared to his friends that a river was flowing from his eyes. So now Nityananda is in this mood of the gopis. Is it possible? This is another mystery that we never really understood until Srila Gurudev explained it, that Nityananda Prabhu, he is validated, and of course, so how could he actually taste and understand the mood of these gopis in separation from Krishna? How is it possible? How is it possible? I know he could taste the rasa of servant, he could taste the rasa of friend. He even has a mood of vatsalya towards Krishna because he's a little demon. But how is it possible that he could have the mood of Madhura? What? Who's Ananda Manjari? The little sister of Radhika, Srimati Radharani. This is Nityananda Prabhu. Awesome. So Nityananda Prabhu is complete tattva. Because he's a Kana Guru Tattva, we say he is the embodiment and the origin of Guru Tattva. He must be experiencing and being able to taste all ras, otherwise how could he give all ras? How is it possible? So now, due to the influence of Vishnu's illusory energy, no one could understand Nityananda as he enjoyed pastimes with his friends. The children arranged the city of Mathura and then wandered through its streets. Someone played the role of a gardener, and someone accepted a flower garland from him, this lucky, fortunate gardener that gave Krishna beautiful flowers, and Krishna blessed him with praying. Someone dressed as Kubja, and sandalwood pulp was accepted from her. A large bow was made, and they all shouted in joy when it was broken. This is one of the bows of Lord Shiva, yes? One of the two? Oh, Parsh, yeah, that's Shiva's bow originally. There were two. Ram broke one, and Krishna broke one. They enacted the pastimes of killing the Kuvalaya elephant and the wrestlers, Chana and Mushtika. Thereafter, Kamsa was grabbed by the hair and thrown to the ground. After killing Kamsa, the Lord danced with his friends in such a way that everyone watching him began to laugh. Began to laugh. Special hasya ras in the killing of the demon. In this way, Nityananda and his friends imitated the pastimes of the various incarnations. One day, Nityananda dressed like Vaman and went to cheat Bali Maharaj out of his kingdom, which covered the three worlds. Someone played the role of the aged Shukracharya, who forbid Bali from giving the three steps. After accepting the gift, the Lord placed his last step on the head of Bali. One day, Nityananda enacted the pastime of building a bridge across the ocean with the boys playing the role of monkeys. This is going to begin a long pastime, which I won't leave out because we went to the Guru Puja. Maybe later we can get into this. This is one of the most nectarian pastimes of Lord Nityananda, and it shows how deep the absorption is. And it's also a pastime that's so wonderful. Krishna also enacted this pastime, this building the bridge. You know that story? How Krishna was boasting to the gopis. Yeah. Boasting to the gopis how he was Lord Ram and he was actually the friend of the Lord of the monkeys and control them all. And they laughed at him, as they always do. Oh, you're Lord Ram, you can control the monkeys. Oh, why don't you get the monkeys to build a little bridge? There was a small gorge. Make them build one small little bridge over that gorge, and then we might believe that you might have been this Ram. And Krishna all of a sudden called the monkeys. And they came. And he said, oh, my friends, I want to build a bridge. And the monkeys began to do it. And they built a bridge out of reeds and vines and sticks all across the bridge while Krishna stands there and smiles and smirks at the gopis. And the gopis are just astonished. How is this rascal able to get these monkeys to do this? They're so annoyed with him. He's so clever, Krishna, and they're so exasperated that somehow or other he's challenged their bluff and he's overcome it and he's defeated them. And so they have to accept him and offer some worship. But of course they don't think he's God. They just think that, well, he's like a monkey, so therefore the monkeys like him very much. Very human-like pastimes. But Nityananda, now he's doing this pastime, glorifying Lord Ram, and all the boys are playing the roles of monkeys, and they're also making a bridge. And so maybe later we can discuss this pastime. Huh? What? Not too late? I don't want to upset the schedule. Okay. All right. So the ocean of the strict march schedule will prove to be no impediment to the telling of this pastime. We will build a bridge across this ocean and tell this pastime. So they cut castor oil plants and made a bridge across the water. Then all the boys explained, "Joy Vaikhanas!" So he says, Srila Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada says they took these castor oil plants, they uprooted them, threw them into the water, like the monkeys threw all the logs and rocks, etc. And this way they actually built a bridge. And Nityananda accepted the role of Lakshman, who angrily went with a bow in his hand to chastise Sugriva. Oh, king of the monkeys. Oh, he's speaking. This is Lakshman. I remember one time in Houston, in 2009, when Gurudev was there, and they did a play about Lord Ram. And it was such a nice play, it was amazing because Srila Gurudev, they had asked him at the very beginning of the festival, "Oh, Srila Gurudev, you always speak, you've been here for 14 years, you've been coming, and you've never touched the 10th canto. We were hoping this year that you would speak about the 10th canto." Srila Gurudev said, "I will think about it." And then for the next 7 or 8 days, he started with first canto, second canto, and he never got to the 10th canto. And everybody wanted to hear Sweet Ras Leela. But on the last day, he spoke about Ram Leela. And he spoke about it in such a sweet way. And he spoke about the pastime of Bharat meeting Ram after Ram had gone to the forest and all this separation they were experiencing, and Bharat wanting Ram to come back, and the big argument they had, he should come, no he should not. I have to follow my father's order, but your father's left his body, his order no longer applies. You are the true king, you should come back, I will die without you, Bharat. And also the pastime with Lakshman when Bharat is first coming and Lakshman seeing Bharat thinking Bharat's coming to defeat Ram once and for all, because Lakshman has a grudge against Bharat for being exiled. And Gurudev's daughters played these roles. And Govinda played Bharat. Remember? Oh, Ram! Ram! she's a true daughter of her father. They're both like completely overacting to the max in the most beautiful way. Oh, well, anyway, she's playing Bard of Separation. Everybody's in tears. Janava plays Lakshman. And how can a girl play Lakshman? Is it possible? Somehow or other, she channeled Lakshman. She got her brothers to teach her how to act like a boy. And she was stalking across the stage, and she took her bow, and everybody was very afraid. She was so powerful and fierce looking. But the amazing thing is, Gurudev had taught this guitar. They didn't know he was going to tell this guitar. They had spontaneously decided we will also do that play. And because they had heard that guitar a few years before, Nityananda Prabhu's daughter, Radha had memorized and written down all Gurudev's words, and the dialogue of the play perfectly matched Gurudev's guitar. So he had given that guitar, everybody was in this mood, and then they did the play exactly like that. And Gurudev was sitting, just weeping. You were there, you were by the stage, and he always disguised like this, and like this, and would never make a display, but his mood was just permeating throughout the entire place. I was sitting in the back, singing some Tirupati, everybody, a lot of Indians, Westerners, such a beautiful, beautiful play. And this way they got to do the sweetness. Gurudev would somehow infuse the sweetness of the moods of separation, these moods of intense love that he would feel towards Radha and Krishna, and these would be pervaded throughout these pastimes. And one time somebody asked Gurudev, Gurudev, you always say we should be focused on our Ishtadev. And yet when you talk about Ram's pastimes, you are so deeply into them. The moods are so strong. And he said, that's because when I think about and speak about the pastimes of Ram and Sita, I'm thinking, this is my Radha and Krishna. And so this is what it was like to see Gurudev. He did the same thing in Jaipur, remember? In 2003, when we all went there, we were at the Hanuman temple, and he was telling Ram Leela, and he was telling the separation tale of Ram from Sita. The same kind of mood. So Nityananda Prabhu, he's experiencing all these moods of Lord Ram because he's Lakshman. And Mahaprabhu is Ram. So, in the mood of Lakshman, angrily with a bow in his hand, he went to chastise Sugriva. Why are you not helping, you monkey? Lord Ram has given you everything and you're not helping? I will kill you right now! Sugriva had forgotten his promise to Lord Ram. Anyway, he came to help. Another day, Lord Nityananda spoke in anger to Parshuram. O Brahman, I am not at fault. Leave here at once. When Parshuram came to challenge Lord Ram as a Kshatriya, and then Lord Ram drew his bow, and Parshuram realized, oh, this is my Lord, and he was going to be killed, and then he agreed to give up his anger. So, Lord Nityananda was absorbed in the mood of Lakshman. The boys, however, could not understand this and thought it was just a game. Who are you monkeys wandering in the forest? I am the servant of Ramachandra. Tell me who you are. They replied, we are wandering in fear of Bali. Please take us to Ramachandra. We wish to take the dust of his lotus feet. The Lord embraced them and led them to Ramachandra, whereupon they all fell at his feet. One day the Lord enacted the pastime of killing Indrajit, the son of Ravan, and one day in the mood of Lakshman, in that mood, he accepted defeat. Someone in the role of Vibhishan was brought before Ramachandra, and Ram performed his Abhishek or coronation, installing him as the king of Lanka. One boy said, I am the mighty Ravan. Now I am releasing the Shakti Shaila weapon. Stop it if you can, Lakshman. Saying this, the boy threw a lotus flower at Nityananda, and in the mood of Lakshman, he fell to the ground. After the Lord, in the mood of Lakshman, fell unconscious. All the boys in vain tried to revive him. So first, he falls down having been struck by this weapon, and everybody goes, "Oh, very good! Oh, what a great display! What a great drama! Now get up and continue." But he wouldn't get up. They tried to shake him and revive him, and he was unconscious, like dead. And when they found no symptom of life in his body, they all began to hold their heads and cry. The Lord's father and mother came running there, and also observed there was no sign of life in their son. They all fell to the ground unconscious. Everyone who saw the tragedy was struck with wonder. "Oh, he died! He died! Oh, boy, he died!" Everyone's completely freaked out. What's going to happen? And the boys described the entire incident. And then one old man at the border said, "Wait, I know why he's unconscious." And he begins to describe how one actor who had previously played the role of Dasara, when he heard that Ram had left the forest, the actor was so absorbed in the play that he also died and left his body. So, Nitai is so absorbed in this role of Lakshman, he is near death. And one boy said, "Wait, I know. Before the play, he said, I'm going to fall unconscious. And so I'm supposed to go as Hanuman and go to the mountain and bring the medicine back to revive him." So he went, and he immediately begins playing the role of Hanuman. And he goes to the mountain. What is it? Nandamanana. But on his way, he stopped, and he's a sage, and he stopped for a brief rest. And the sage says, "Oh, Hanuman, please come and stay. Sit down for a while. Let us talk. Let me give you some shine. I have no time. I'm on a mission. I have to save Lakshman." "Well, then, at least take your bath. Sages sometimes take a bath." Words of the sages have to be appreciated. So he went in and he took a bath, and while he was in the water, a demon crocodile tried to get him. And he comes out, a big crocodile. Hanuman took him and killed the crocodile very easily. And then the sage says, "Oh, very good, you killed that crocodile. Why don't you stay for at least some prasad?" And said, "No, I must go. But thank you very much." And he's preparing to leave. This so-called sage, he also turns into a Rakshasa. "You will not leave! I will kill you now!" And then they have a big fight, and he kills that one, and then off he goes again to the mountain. But then when he gets to the mountain, he doesn't know botany, he doesn't know what the plant's supposed to look like. And they say, "Oh, this plant, it will look like fire when you see it." And this way, but the friends of Ravan, they set fire to all the plants all over the mountain. So they all look like fire. "Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one do I take? I don't know." So he picks up the entire mountain and he carries it back with him. That's what famous picture you see. Of Hanuman flying through the sky with his mountain peaks with those little flames. These are the plants. And so he comes back, and then one doctor, the boy playing the doctor, picks a plant and says, "Oh, this is the medicine. What is it? Sanjeevani." And he breaks it and he puts it under Lakshman's nose, and Lakshman is revived. That is Nitai. And there's joy, joy, and the life returns to all of them. And the entire village is revived. And this way, Nitai, by his pastimes, plunged the entire village, all the boys, all the parents, everybody completely absorbed in the ras of Krishna Lila, Ram Lila, by enacting it and sharing all these moods with everyone. And so, by the mercy of Lord Nityananda, hearing his pastimes, we can also pray humbly that we can taste something of this as well. Such a great day, as Maharaj said, this is a day of power and of mercy. So we try to take advantage of that today. Jai Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gauranga ki Jai, Gaura Premanande. Now we can go to Buddha. Again, by the mercy of Lord Nityananda, our worshipful gurus have been sent to us, and we honor them. After Guru Puja, any devotees that are inclined to get the mercy of Lord Nityananda can help peel some arby's and things for his feast. Because Lord Nityananda has a big appetite. As you know, once after fasting for 3 days, he went to a great Acharya's house, and even though there was so much prasad, he said, "I'm come here expecting to break my fast. Now I can see there's not enough to fill even half my belly." And he threw prasad at Nityananda, so Nityananda has a big appetite. So if we can get some people to help clean these arby's. And wash your hands very carefully because it will cause itching. Unto our exalted Guru Raja, unto all exalted Siddhartha, all Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and today especially unto Sri Nityananda Maharaja, the Hari Guru, the most beneficent Guru of all fallen souls. So, we left off describing Nityananda's childhood pastimes. Beautiful pastimes with his friends, where they would regularly enact the Leela, the pastimes of Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, Lord Varaha, all the different incarnations, with great relish. Let me see if I can find where we were. Let's see. Lord's doings. So Gora's pastimes. So many. Bear with me. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to click on it, and wherever we are, we are. Alright. So you know, okay, found where we are. I'm going to have to jump around a little bit. This is calculation. Oh, I know what the problem is. I have to look at the document. What? Oh. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. 15 more minutes. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Thanks. in this folio. This is a giant folio. There's 3 different versions. No one had different than before. And so we just finished the Leela where they were performing the pastime of Lord Ram, building the bridge to Sri Lanka to fight with Ravan. Then in the middle of the fight, Lakshman becomes severely, almost mortally wounded. Nityananda goes into that deep mood. Okay. So, now... Okay. So after that, after defeating the Gandharvas, alright, so the physician, he gives the medicine and puts it under Lord Nityananda's nose and says, remember Sri Ram. Lord Nityananda stands up, everyone smiles and laughs. His father Hadai Pandit embraces him, all the boys are happy. And then everyone says to him, oh son, how do you know these pastimes? How do you know these details? How do you, know so much? And then Nityananda looks at them all and he smiles and he says, oh, these are my very own pastimes. And everyone scratches their heads and wonders, what is he saying? His very own pastimes. But they laughed because Yoga Maya covered them all. No one could understand that he was God. Everyone. In his early youth, the Lord was very handsome. The people could not turn their hearts from embracing him. Everyone loved him more than they loved their own sons. They could not understand his identity. In this way, Lord Nityananda spent his childhood and Lord Krishna's pastimes alone, nothing else would please him. Shunning the homes of their fathers and mothers, the boys spent every moment playing with Lord Nityananda. Just a moment, I'm going to zoom this up a little bit. Too small for my old eyes. Just a moment. Zoom. Okay. So, he says, concluding that portion, he says, I offer my respectful obeisances to the feet of all the boys who played with Lord Nityananda. In this way, Lord Nityananda enjoyed pastimes. When he was a boy, Lord Krishna's pastimes alone and nothing else were pleasing and splendid to him. Who can understand the pastimes of Lord Anantashesh? These pastimes are manifested before a person who has attained the Lord's mercy. And you also have to attain the Lord's mercy to hear these pastimes. In the entire world, how many people are sitting down right now absorbed in the pastimes of Lord Nityananda? Okay, some are in different time zones and they'll do it later. But still, a few thousand, even if it's a million, it's like maybe a tenth of 100 of a thousandth of a percent of the people in the world know, embrace, and honor Lord Nityananda. Look how small the gathering is here. You have received the mercy of the Lord because you're hearing them, and in your heart, isn't there a little bit of greed and eagerness to actually see and worship Lord Nityananda directly in those pastimes? Haven't you ever been in Navadvip and we're walking up some dusty road and we're chanting and you're thinking, oh, if only a sprinkling Mahaprabhu would come before my eyes. And just like in times of old, I could see them all marching up in the kirtan party and Mahaprabhu leaping into the air and falling to the ground and Lord Nityananda catching him and holding him and protecting him. Oh, the beautiful body of Lord Nityananda, effulgent and white like a beautiful moon cloth, sometimes dressed as a renunciate, sometimes dressed like a very opulent person, like Vaikhanas Maharaja is described, with bangles and oils and jewels. And it was said, someone would walk up and say, "Who is this Nityananda?" Sometimes he carries a staff like a sannyas. Sometimes he dresses like an opulent merchant. I can't understand who he is. Is he a sannyasi? Is he an avadut? Is he a sense enjoyer? And Nityananda says, "Oh, they can say whatever they want. All I know is that I worship Lord Nityananda as my life and soul." Who can understand who is Lord Nityananda? So, in this way, for 12 years, Lord Nityananda stayed at home. After that, he went on pilgrimage. For 20 years he went on pilgrimage. Then at last he attained the sight of Lord Chaitanya. Please hear of Lord Nityananda's pilgrimages in this Adikanda. Whoever criticizes Lord Nityananda is wicked, sinful, and an offender. Lord Nityananda has delivered the entire world. He is an ocean of mercy. No one is like him. By his mercy, I have understood the truth about Lord Chaitanya. By his mercy, Lord Chaitanya's glory becomes revealed. Now please hear how Lord Chaitanya's dearest associate, Lord Nityananda, traveled to the holy places. Oh, well, this doesn't tell the story. Different version, I guess. I don't know. But what happened was that Lord Nityananda had attained the age of about 12. And of course, as we've heard, he was the life and soul of everybody in Ekachakra. One day, a very remarkable sannyasi came. And everybody was so much appreciating the qualities of this sannyasi. And Hadai Pandit was serving him very nicely. And after the sannyasi had been there for a few days, he said, "Now I'm leaving. I want to beg from you one small bit of charity." And he said, "What? Of course." Because he was very pious. And the Brahmin said, "I'm going to many places, I'm traveling a lot. It would be very much convenient for me if I had one servant. Your boy, Nitai, is so qualified. And if he went with me, he would help me very much. And it would also be very good for him, because I'm going to all the holy tirthas. I'm requesting that you give me your son to travel as my assistant." And Pandit almost fainted on the spot. He was so distressed, thinking, how can I give Nityananda up? You know the story in Ramayana, when young Ram and Lakshman had grown to a certain level and they were becoming very proficient as warriors. The sage Vishwamitra came to the palace of Dasarath, and Dasarath received him very nicely. And Dasarath said, "Now how can I serve you?" And he said, "There are many demons that are disturbing my ashram and the ashram of the sages. They're disrupting our sacrifice. They're passing stool and blood and bones onto our sacrificial arenas. They're threatening the sages. They're even eating some of the sages. I want your two sons to come with me and vanquish them." Dasarath Maharaj was plunged into great anxiety of separation. He was so fearful. On the one hand, he was fearful that, oh, my sons are too young. How can they do this against these great demons? He said, no, I will do this. I will go and take care of these demons for you. He said, no, I want your sons. And he said, but how can I send them away? They're so young. Just the thought of separation, even for a moment, was too much. And then Vishwamitra became very angry. You've promised me a boon and you won't give this to me? And then he was very angry and he threatened him. And Dasarath realized, Dasarath Maharaj, oh, I have to satisfy the sages, even at the cost of this tremendous anxiety for me and my wives. And so with great reluctance, and at the urging of his own guru, Vasishtha Muni, who said, don't fear. Vishwamitra is a great teacher. He will teach them. He will protect them. He was a Kshatriya. He will give them weapons and all kinds of instruction, and they will be successful. So with great reluctance, Dasarath let his sons go. And of course they were victorious. They killed all the demons, and then they came back. But the thought of the separation, so in the same way, this Hadai Pandit was thinking, I can't let my son go. But if I don't let him go, then it's all inauspicious. And even Dasarath Maharaj, who had Lord Ram himself, he let him go, so I must. But it was such a horrible thing, like Nanda Baba, letting Krishna go to Mathura. The thoughts of separation of the parents of the Lord, they have more love for the Lord in parental womb than any of us could ever imagine. And Hadai Pandit was plunged into grief. His wife was plunged into grief. They were like unconscious. But Nityananda, he was very happy. He was very detached. And he was ready to go. And then he and the sage, the sannyasi, they walked off. And then Hadai Pandit, all the villagers came, where's Nitai? Where's Nitai? Barely able to speak, he conveyed what happened. And all the villagers immediately began running, no! No, then we will go with him. If he has to go, then we will also go. Just like when Mahaprabhu left Jagannath Puri, everybody wanted to go to Vrindavan to go with him. And hundreds of thousands of people followed him. So, in the same way, they were all looking everywhere. And they're trying to follow the footprints. They went to this road, they went to the north, they went to the south, went to the east, went to the west. And the footprints went for a little ways, and then they couldn't find them anymore. No footprints anywhere. No sign. They had horses, they had animals, they went faster than they could have gone, but they couldn't find them. And then Nityananda and this great personality, who we don't know who it is. Some people say that it was Madhavendra Puri, the Gurudev dispelled that. He said, what? Anyway, he said no, right? Or maybe it was Lakshmi Bhakti? This is something he said was Lakshmi Bhakti? Yeah, I know. Some people have said that it was Madhavendra Puri, but I know Gurudev said no about that. I didn't know he said it might have been Lakshmi Bhakti. Oh. Anyway, because his guru was Bhakti Bhakti. So off he went. And he was 12 years old, beginning his trip. And for 20 years he went on pilgrimage. Then at last he attained the sight of Lord Chaitanya. Please hear of Lord Nityananda's pilgrimage in this Hari Kanda. And if anybody criticizes Lord Nityananda, you are wicked, sinful, and an offender. Is anybody here going to criticize Lord Nityananda? You wicked, sinful offenders? Good. Okay. Good. Lord Nityananda has delivered the entire world. He is an ocean of mercy. No one is like him. By his mercy, I have understood the truth about Lord Chaitanya. By his mercy, Lord Chaitanya's glory becomes revealed. Lord Nityananda first went to Rakeshwar Tirtha. Then he went to Ekeshwar in Vaikhanas forest. Then he went to Gaya. Then he went to Varanasi, the capital city of Lord Shiva. There the Ganga flows from the north. Seeing the Ganga, Lord Nityananda. Wait, this is all reduced. If you give me 1 minute, I want to. It's all really condensed. In just a second. Yeah, okay. I've got chapter 9. I'm going to go to this other version of it. Just a second. Let's see. try. Okay, sorry. So, then, went to Gaya, went to Lord Shiva's abode in Kasi. Then, seeing the Ganga, Lord Nityananda was greatly pleased. He took bath and drank some water. His grief was not mitigated. In the month of Magh, the Lord took an early morning bath at Prayag. Then he went to Mathura, his former birthplace. The Lord sported in the waters of the Jamuna at Vishramghat, and thereafter he went with great interest to see Govardhan. The Lord visited each of the 12 forests, beginning with Vrindavan. When he saw the house and courtyard of Nanda Maharaj at Gokul, he sat down and cried profusely. Nityananda offered his obeisances to Radha and Gopal, and then went to Hastinapur, the abode of the Pandavas. Something to note. Time for Abhishek? It's time for Abhishek. And say one thing for 1 minute. When the Lord went to Vrindavan, he became absorbed in his mood of Baladev. And everywhere he went, he was experiencing that mood. He was seeing the cows. The cows greeted him as their long-lost friend. Everywhere he was seeing it reminded him of his time with Krishna. And he was thinking, where is my Kanai? Where is Krishna? Where is he gone? And everywhere he's absorbed. When he went to Nanda Maharaj's place in Nandagan, he was rolling in the dirt crying. Everything was reminding him. It was all Puripan of his pastimes. And he was crying, where is Kanai? Where is Kanai? And then a voice from the heavens said, your Kanai is not here. He has taken birth in Navadvip. He is there. You go there and you meet with him. And then, from that point on, he begins to travel, and very quickly he goes to Navadvip, and maybe later today we get to hear of the pastime of Nityananda meeting with Mahaprabhu in Navadvip. This is amazing. Remember, 30 years he's been living on the planet, and he's been separated from Mahaprabhu. And now he's going to get to see him. Mahaprabhu has been to Gaya, he's come back, his Sankirtan movement has now begun. Now is the time for Nityananda to meet with him. Mahaprabhu had a separate boyhood pastimes, scholarly pastimes, all of that. But now Nityananda is going to meet him when the Sankirtan movement has begun, and so they're about to meet. Mahaprabhu's maybe about 18 now. Somewhere between 16 and 18, Nityananda is maybe 28, 30, but of course they're both ever youthful, looking like, very young, handsome men. So maybe we can hear about that later. Now we're going to do Abhishek of Mahaprabhu, not different from Nityananda. Oh, we have Nityananda too. Oh, we have Gauri Thai. All right. These two brothers have risen like the sun and the moon. And they're going to give us their mercies. This is wonderful. Jai Nitai Gaur, Permanande, Hari Hari Bol.